We always say expect the unexpected, but this really is next level like we've never done before. It's going to keep all of us on our toes, not just the house guests, but us viewers seeing like, oh, they did that.
Let's talk about Big Brother 24. What can you tell us about the season, the theme, anything?
Well, you're going to see 16 brand new house guests on premiere night, which is a 90-minute premiere. As soon as they get in the house, it's game on. The challenges are next level this season. It is brand new challenges you've never seen before. So you really need to be tough to make it in the Big Brother house. And it is, I think the big headline is the first live eviction night is going to be unlike any eviction night we've ever had, because it may not be one of the people that you think that ends up getting bounced that night. And these house guests aren't going to learn of this new twisted twist until that night. So it's just, your head is going to be spinning this season.
Wow. Okay. So if you're on the block, it doesn't mean you're necessarily going home.
Correct.
Okay. Do we know, is this going to be revealed on premiere night or the first?
No. I don't even think to the audience until probably earlier in the hour of live eviction night, and then later in the hour on live eviction night to the house guests. But there are so many twists and turns this season and challenges that are so much harder that it is, you're going to have a hard time just figuring out how to survive in the house.
Okay. So is there an overall theme? Or are we like skipping a theme this year?
There is a theme. I mean, it's not like the, secret summer or whatever. We're calling it, the theme this year is the BB Fest. Every week throughout the summer, you're going to see different themes like a music fest, a comedy fest, a Renaissance fest. But my personal favorite, I think most people will agree, is going to be the Zing Fest.
Oh, of course. That's going to be the best one.
It's going to be the funniest one, at least.
Yeah. Gotta love Zingbot. Have you seen the house yet? Do you know what the house looks like?
No, I haven't been to the house yet because of, COVID protocol. We're trying to keep everyone in their bubble until it's go time. But I do know that the theme of the house is this very Palm Springs, mid-century Palm Springs feel, neon lights. We're calling it the BB Motel. You can check in, but you can't check out. You don't really want to check out. You don't want to get evicted. You want to stay in the BB Motel. So it has that whole feel to it this year. Retro.
Got it. Do we know are there any major design changes? I know we've changed the stairs. We've added a door to the bathroom recently. Or are we keeping it pretty much the same?
Yes, we're going to have a tiki bar at the bridge upstairs outside the HOH suite. And we're going to have a gym that feels like it's a spin class. There's, lots of bikes and a rowing machine. So, these Big Brother house guests, they need something to keep busy. So,
for sure. When you talked about the twist for eviction night, is that something that will be popping up more, or are we just doing it once?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know the answer to that.
Well, I guess we'll see.
I think it's something that's going to be a twist, if you will, that will last for like the first half of the summer. Because that twist, I don't think you can do, because based on numbers, until you get past like the halfway point or almost the halfway point of the summer.
Got it. Well, speaking of that, I ask fans what they want to know from you. They're curious what you think about like the big alliances, especially early in the game. Is there a way to combat that? Like, it happens, of course, because, go with the numbers, but it's not always the funnest to watch. Do you ever feel like that when you're watching? Are you rooting for the underdog as well?
I'm always rooting for the underdog, I think. But I think the only way to combat that is, you need two big alliances that divide the house in half, and they need to be strong. They need to be like equally, matched up with each other. So that's a dynamic that's hard to, create, because strong players tend to bond with the other strong players and then form a quick group. But you never know. I mean, look at what happened on like Celebrity Big Brother. The others had the numbers, and then Todrick and Misha, they kind of ran things, right?
They just convinced everyone. It was crazy.
It was. It didn't help that, some of the numbers on the other side were literally learning the game as they were going through the motions, So.
Yeah. What do you like seeing fans, or do you like when sometimes they're not as familiar and they learn as they go, kind of like a Paul?
No, I love seeing Uber fans play this, because we always have to, they keep us on our toes, because we have to always, kind of reinvent how we present this game to them so that they really can't be prepared. So I love that.
Yeah. And speaking of premiere night, I think we have a live move-in. Is that correct?
We have a live move-in, which is the third time we're doing it. We started that at the beginning of the pandemic, which was a challenge in itself. So live move-in, as soon as these groups move in, they're each going to have their own unique competition.
Okay. So are they separated kind of in teams like we kind of did last year, or?
So far, no.
Okay.
Not like,
You have to be so ominous, I know.
Kind of with teams.
Okay. Maybe by like move-in groups or something?
No, I know not by move-in groups. Because we have to kind of give them the, choice to make.
Yeah, of course. And people are always asking, it's not a live audience. Are we still with COVID not doing that?
Right now, it's not a live audience. Whether or not that changes by the end of the season, I hope it does. Yeah, we were going to try and start with the live audience, but at the last minute, we had to scrap that idea.
Yeah. And last year, obviously, because the live move-in, we get live feeds like right away, which is always fun. We got to see kind of Frenchie's crazy rain, HOH on the feeds. Are we getting feeds right away? Do you know that?
I think we should be having feeds right away. I think that might be part of the reason why we'd like to do these live move-ins. That really helps.
For sure. Last year, the Cookout made it all the way to the end. They made history. They crowned the first Black winner. How, I guess, or if at all, do you think that might affect the gameplay this season? Just like a really strong alliance making it to the end.
Well, I think everyone's going to try and model that, whether or not they can pull it off. I mean, the Cookout almost didn't pull it off. We saw dissension amongst, themselves. People wanting to suddenly go into business for themselves and maybe not playing it totally on the up and up to their alliance members. Can that be recreated? I think people are going to try, but all you need is like one fly in the ointment. You just need one person who goes rogue. That's really hard. And I mean, for so long, for 3 months, good luck. We'll see. Expect the unexpected.
This season's a little shorter. I think it's like 80 something days. Do you have a preference? I mean, it's probably easier on you to have a shorter season, but also the players, I'm sure, some of those like 100-day seasons are kind of rough.
I don't have a preference. You're right. It is shorter because of the live load in, and we're premiering in July, as opposed to we used to like not do a live load in, do it around June, like 19th, 18th, something like that. Mm-hmm. And then make you guys wait for, see. We would let story develop in the house and then present the premiere and kind of go from there. I think for the house guests, after probably 1 week probably feels like a month. I think whether it's 82 days or 92 days, they probably could not tell the difference.
Totally true. I mean, yeah. I know you mentioned an all newbie season. Have you seen any of the cast, or do you know are there any cast twists? We haven't done that in a minute, I think.
I have seen the cast, and I'm excited about this cast. what I love is seeing how they present themselves when they're trying to get picked to be on Big Brother, and then seeing who they really are once the season starts. You know, you go in, you think, oh, I love this one, and this one I'm not so sure about. And then you have to expect the unexpected. You know, people, you never know what they're selling and if they're really selling who they are. And then your opinion changes of them a couple of weeks in. You know, some people disappoint, some people will pleasantly surprise. But that's always exciting, getting to know these new personalities and seeing how their chemistry, you know, what develops between people, and hopefully showmances.
For sure. I do have a pitch for you because the fans wanted me to pitch for you. And I don't know how much you can do about it, but for finale night, we love finale night. Obviously it's live, a lot going on. Is there any way that we can see maybe more of the jury questioning? I know fans love that. They love to see like who's bitter, what questions are they asking? And then also the final 2 speeches, sometimes because it's live, they feel a little rushed and we're like, no, they didn't get to say everything. So is there anything we could do about that, Julie?
I will put it more than just in the suggestion box. I'm going to ask, why don't we do it this way?
Yeah, just like a little longer for like the final.
You want more of that live jury asking, like we usually pre-pick out who gets to ask, and like as a group they agree on like usually 4 questions, right? You want more of that? Yeah, and then hearing from the final 2, I think would be, we just always are like, what are they going to say? What, you know, and then what's the jury asking? I think that's like the most exciting part of the finale, obviously, before you crown the winner. So yeah, I think fans really want to see that, because I think, you know, it used to be a little different. We had the jury roundtable, and then I think everyone got 1 question, and then obviously we kind of had to tighten it up. But if we can make it a little longer. I'm going to ask. I don't disagree with you and the fans. And I do feel like they feel rushed when they have like their final speech. I mean, it's $750,000. Give them another 30 seconds.
Yeah. And then poor you, you're like, you have to cut them off because you're in charge. So
I know.
You're like, hurry up.
Meanie.
Okay, great. I have to ask, what do you think about these BB players going on the challenge? We got some of the Cookout, we got Derek, Alyssa. What do you think?
I'm very proud of them. I'm impressed. I think that they're going to represent well, because I don't think there's any other reality show that is quite as grueling as Big Brother, because it's not only physical, these challenges have gotten tough, but it's mental, and there is no escape. You know, Survivor, you can like hide away in a bush and like decompress, but all eyes are on you at all times in Big Brother. So I think it's flattering that they asked who they asked, and I think they're going to do well because of what they've been through on Big Brother.
Yeah, it's funny. Everyone's like, oh, Big Brother people, what skills do they have? They're just in a house. Yet no one wants to play Big Brother when asked, because they say it's hard. Like, you're in there for 3 months. It's taxing.
Oh, yeah. The biggest fans who've watched like every season, they go in and it is not what they expected. Mm-hmm. You know, it is so much harder on every level, mentally, emotionally, physically, you know, all the challenges, just they really wear on you. But then when they're out, they're so happy they did it, and you get bit by the bug. You just love it and you want to do it again. Yeah, for sure. I know we have to wrap up. Any other final teasers you can give us about Big Brother 24? Anything you're excited about or you're excited for fans to see? I'm just excited for the fans to see these new like twists and turns and challenges. Like we always say, expect the unexpected, but this really is next level like we've never done before. It's going to keep all of us on our toes, not just the house guests, but us viewers seeing like, oh, they did that. You know, what are they going to do?
Hey everyone, I'm Christina Garibaldi, the host of Us Weekly Celebrity Coverage. Don't forget to hit subscribe for the latest celebrity news, tips, and video. And for much more content, make sure you head on over to usmagazine.com, the official home of Us Weekly Magazine.